Okay. So I'm Kevin from Home Theater Forum, and I'm here with Robert Alonzo. If you could tell us a little bit about what you do on the movie.
I was the assistant stunt coordinator and fight coordinator of the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were involved with doing the fight sequences.
Yeah, amongst other things. I helped put together and coordinate the stunts with Paul, and then also really um, put my expertise to use on coordinating a lot of the fights.
And these were fights that were done with Andy's technique.
Yes, absolutely. Um, Andy Norman was one of the co-founders of the Casey fighting method, and when Paul Jennings had talked to Chris McQuarrie and Tom Cruise about the real and gritty approach to the fighting style in this movie, Andy Norman was brought out, and I was looking at the KFM for a reference point, and when he came out and gave a demonstration, I took the ball and ran with it and modified it a little bit uh, with my own martial arts experiences to open it up so it also played better theatrically, so that we're able to see his face, because in true form the Casey fighting method is very closed and you're constantly in a guard position. So we want to see his face doing it.
Right.
And so we kind of opened it up more, made the hits wider as you would for film.
Right. So there's a bit of a theatricality that's put into it, as opposed to, because with the demonstration that we did today, it was more of a lot of covering up to cover your head so you don't get hit. And what you did a lot was you'd open up one arm or open up the other so you could see that you have your actor in. The thing that it came to me is with the choreography we did today is more than just being a fight as a fight. It's more of fight as a dance, as a choreographed series of moves that each of the actors and the stunt people are doing, so that it looks like a fight, but a very theatrical one. Would that be a fair way
for this approach today, yes, that's the approach that we took, primarily because of time limitations and getting the members who participated to understand it from its basic form of movement, and kind of finding out what the quickest learning curve is in the time frame that we have, is doing fight by numbers. But what we actually did on the movie was very, very different. I actually trained him on a daily basis for 2 months straight, and actually continued to train him through the shooting schedule, so that everything that we did with him came from a natural movement. So I didn't work that fight choreography into his training until he was probably 6 to 8 weeks already training, so that the movement was more natural. And so as an audience member, you see that he's reacting to doing fight maneuvers instead of anticipating fight maneuvers. So there was a drill that I did with him, and we utilized a lot of the Casey positioning and attacks, that in combination with Filipino martial arts, there's a drill called Zimbrata, and it's a counter for counter drill, which allows us to continually go from an offensive and defensive positioning, so you're constantly reacting. And so I would do the drill, I would step out of the drill, come back in the drill on various different moments of time, so the rhythm is never the same. So if the rhythm is the same, you can anticipate. You know when it's coming. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I would train with him that way at first, and then I would change the rhythm up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Primarily because real fighting happens that way. It's never on the same rhythm and pattern at all times. So to really give a sense of the real-time fighting, I really wanted him to react. And my approach with him, as it always has been, is that any kind of fighting or action sequence, especially fighting, it's what I consider physical dialogue. And so